In this video, we're going to talk about the Halo Infinite technical preview, my impressions, my thoughts, and what I think this means for the future of Halo and Halo Infinite. What's going on, guys? It's your boy CJ, and it's the first time you see my channel and in my videos. I make gaming related content trying to bring a positivity to you. And today is going to be kind of a slower video, more of a discussion based thing, just kind of documenting my thoughts and talking to you guys about my experiences and hoping to get to know about some of your experiences. Kind of going a little off the cuff, nothing too crazy. The video is probably not going to be too long, but I just want to talk to you guys about what I thought about Halo Infinite, the technical preview, and yeah, pretty much. So, unless you've been living under a rock, last week, some Halo Insiders, people who signed up for the Halo Insider program, got access to the Halo Infinite technical preview, or beta, as some people like to call it, even though beta and technical preview is kind of two different things. But either way, we, the public, got to see got to play actual gameplay and actual matches of Halo Infinite. For the majority of the time, it was versus bots, but the last day of the beta, they opened it up for a few hours to play actual PvP against players. I got to play both of those. I'm going to say this right off the cuff. Personally, I think Halo Infinite is in a great spot right now. Sound design is pretty good, even though there was a few bugs regarding certain sounds of things when you would join games late and stuff like that. But as far as everything working wise, sound design was great. The maps we got to play on were pretty solid. Live Fire is good, Recharge is good, Bazaar was good. I think Live Fire is probably my favorite out of the three that we played so far. The weapon sandbox, great. I feel like they're really going for that style that they were talking about, where every weapon has its role and its purpose in the sandbox, because one, every weapon feels different, and every weapon has their pros and cons and perks. For example, Halo 5, it was pretty much, when the game first dropped, it was pretty much BR meta until they nerfed it into the ground. Then pretty much from then on out, it was pretty much Magnum meta. You could use other weapons, but the Magnum was pretty much going to beat out just about everything besides power weapons, if you had the accuracy and you had the positioning. But in this game, that's not really the case, at least in this build that we got. Everything had its place, and they all sort of fell into their respective roles. You could outgun someone with the sidekick pistol, and they had the commando rifle. You wouldn't do it every time. You wouldn't do it from every range, but it was possible that you could win those gunfights, and vice versa. Then with the weapons power weapons like the skewer and the sniper rifle, and even the spanker, we saw a little bit of the spanker on Bazaar. They even have their respective roles, and they have their own skill gaps within those. For example, the skewer, and I'm pretty sure the sniper rifle, they're probably going to have one of the biggest skill gaps in terms of power weapons in the game, solely because I don't think, especially on console, I don't think there's any sort of auto aim or aim assist feature on the sniper rifle, so it's going to be a lot harder to hit those shots. And then on top of that, the skewer has a much more bullet travel time and bullet drop, skewer travel time, so that makes that even harder. But the reward is so much more satisfying, because majority of the time they end up being one-shot kills, or at least with the sniper rifle, if you land a shot, the classic 1-2 punch. On top of that, we got to play with the bots the whole time. I didn't play the first day and a half, so I didn't get to play against the recruit bots, but I played against the ODST bots and the Spartan bots, and I will say, for the condition that they're in, they're actually pretty solid. Now, obviously, them being bots, they're going to have hiccups and things like that. I've seen things like them not being able to jump over walls, them being able to pick up items and weapons when they're not standing on top of them repeatedly them not moving, them looking at you and not shooting at you, certain player behaviors and just small technical issues that can be ironed out with time. But as far as like actually playing them goes, like I'm telling you, like for like veteran Halo players and like really persistent Halo players, obviously you're gonna be like, yeah, these are bots, cool. But even some people who are like pretty good at the game, like even gave the bots their props, like, and especially the ODST bots. I didn't really feel it too much with the smart bots, but definitely with the ODST bots, you felt that difficulty spike, and like a lot of new players and a lot of fresh players will find themselves really struggling to like go up against these bots, man. And if that's like what they're kind of going for, they're nailing it. They saying that the bots are only going to get better because they're going to get better with time. They're going to get more adjusted to user preferences and things like that. And I'm telling you, sometimes even from me, I'll tell you straight up, sometimes when I was playing them, besides from like the sporadic like movement and certain things like that, sometimes you couldn't even tell that they were bots besides like the names and stuff like that. But they would play like actual players sometimes, you know. They would do certain stuff. There's like, I don't know if you've seen the clip going around of like the dude getting teabagged by the bot, but like the technology behind these bots, man, are very it's good. It's good, and I can't wait to see how it is when it's polished and it's cleaned up and they got everything working the way they intended to want to. Again, it being a technical preview, pretty much everything is probably going to change. Something about it's going to change, either a visual look, a sound design, the way it functions. Something's probably going to change about it. Nothing's final at all. We still got like what, 4 months or something like that, 3 months until the game probably releases, because I'm pretty sure we don't have a release date for it yet, but like holiday 2021, that's pretty much right around the corner. As far as like how it actually feels goes, man, it feels so much like classic Halo. And me being a Halo 5 stan, I was a little disappointed to see some things go, but I will say that it does have a nice good blend of like casual experience, but also that competitive edge that you can get. So that makes me really happy to see, because as much as I love Halo 5 did really lack in like the social category. So I'm hoping that this game will do a much better job, and it seems like it's going to do a much better job of that so far. And then as far as like sandbox items go, we get to see the return of equipment. I like the drop wall, it's pretty cool. I think it comes up maybe just a little too slow for me, if I'm gonna be completely honest with you. It's not really like a reactive type of equipment, it's more of like a setup type of equipment, so you really got to gauge when you might be in gunfights, when you might not be. The grappling hook is probably the community favorite so far. It's pretty solid. People have been pulling off some sick plays with it. It's a pretty good ability, and it's very useful. You can pull weapons, you can pull people, you can pull yourself, like you can, it's a great maneuverability for both combat and just movement in general. Adding to the movement of Halo is something that you didn't know you needed until you got it. The sonar pulse, that's actually pretty good. I was pleasantly surprised by how that worked. I like the way it works. I think it's pretty solid. You can I've seen some people combo it with certain things, so that's very interesting to see. Then of course you got things like overshield and active camo. We've seen those plenty of times, and also with the new like pickup and use for a lot of the abilities, it definitely is gonna need like a careful eye in terms of how things work, but it felt pretty good for what I was using for right now. So like when you got in gunfights and you had overshield, you couldn't just pop overshield and magically have the tide turn to you. You would definitely need like a few seconds to get it off. And if you wasn't careful, you was definitely getting popped as somebody was moving and taking your stuff. I think it's in a good spot right now, both gameplay wise and both perception wise, because even Halo 5, like when that dropped, when like the beta and stuff came out, people were excited, but I don't think the general consensus was as positive as it is with Halo Infinite. So I'm glad to see Halo taking these steps forward, because again, I've said it before, this game needs to do well to put Halo back on the map. I would really love to see it, and it looks like they're taking a lot of steps in the right direction to do that. But again, this is only a technical preview, so it's only a small but very important piece of the pie that we've gotten so far. And I'm just very interested to see what happens next. They're going to have more flights, so there might be more things they add that just might be more of the same. Who knows, but more opportunities for people to play Halo Infinite. I will say so far, I'm very, very, very pleased with what's happening. They definitely have some bugs in there that they need to iron out. Gameplay wise, I'm pretty happy with everything that I touched so far. My only biggest gripe is with the pulse carbine. I feel like that weapon is very inconsistent, and I don't know what their goal is for that gun. I think the needler sound needs to go back to like the original like Halo 3 sound. It doesn't sound like a needler. It sounds like a low grade SMG. The gravity hammer took me by surprise. You swing it a lot slower in this game, which makes it feel a lot heavier, which I'm glad it does, but it doesn't like feel like a gravity hammer, you know. It doesn't have that like boom sound with it, you know. Like it's got the weight, it's got the power, but it's just don't got the essence of a gravity hammer to it. So few things that they need to tweak that's probably already tweaked, but I just wanted to give you guys some of my quick, you know, thoughts and views of Halo Infinite. Again, I'm very pleased with it. I think they're taking many steps in the right direction. They got a good lead with the fan base. So honestly, it'd be pretty hard for them to fuck this up, but we've seen this happen before plenty of times, not just with Halo, but with gaming in general. So I'm hoping they continue to take the community feedback and to continue to improve on things that needs to be improved on. And it's looking like it's shaping up to be an awesome Halo game. So let me know in the comments down below if you played the beta or if you played the tech preview or not, and if you liked it or didn't like it, what you didn't like, what you did like. If you found the video helpful at all, or you found anything similar to me, please be sure to leave the video a like, if not a dislike. And if you want more Halo and gaming content like this, then be sure to hit that big red subscribe button down below. It's your boy WyanDXTJ. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.